Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss the topic मेटाकोलिन एंड ब्लास्ट फर्नेस लैग जो कि हमारा पिछले लेक्चर में बचा हुआ था एंड आफ्टर दैट फिलहाल तो हम यहाँ पे ब्लास्ट फर्नेस लैग और मेटाकोलिन की सारी फिजिकल केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज उनका प्रोडक्शन और ये सारी चीज़ें यहाँ इस मॉड्यूल के कवर करेंगे। इसके बाद अदर मिनरल एडिटिव्स और रिएक्टिव और इनर्ट इट मीन्स कि हमें जितना भी हमारा एडमिक्सचर यूज हुआ है या कंक्रीट में कहीं पे भी कोई भी एडमिक्सचर यूज हुआ है उसका पूरा एक फ्लो चार्ट है, उसको हम पूरा डिटेल में कवर करेंगे। सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू द टॉपिक मेटाकोलिन। सो मेटाकोलिन बेसिकली मैं आपको बता दूं ये it is also a cementous material which can also be used as when we partially replace the cement in concrete. So basically considerable research has been done on natural prozona, namely on thermally activated ordinary clay or calcitic clay. These unpurified materials have often been called metacholine. It shows certain amount of pozzolanic properties. They are not highly reactive. So this is the main important topic that metacholine जो आपकी highly reactive नहीं होती है. Highly reactive metacholine is made by water processing to remove unreactive impurities to make 100% reactive pozzolana. Such a product, white or cream in color, purified, thermally activated, is called high reactive metacholine. So basically मेटाकोलिन जो होता है आपका ये काओलिन क्ले होती है एक तरीके की, उसका फाइननेस या डेराइव्ड फॉर्म रहता है बट वो हाईली एक्टिव नहीं रहता है। इसके लिए क्या करते हैं, इसको वाटर प्रोसेसिंग के थ्रू इसकी अनरिएक्टिव जितने कंटेंट होते हैं वो सारे रिमूव कर देते हैं एंड देन वी मेक द 100% reactive pozzolana material which is in white or cream in color, purified and thermally activated, which is called high reactive metacholine. High reactive metacholine shows high pozzolanic reactivity and reduction in calcium hydroxide even as early as 1 day. It is also observed that cement paste undergoes distinct disinfection. The improvement offered by this disinfection includes an increase in strength and decrease in permeability. So basically, the CSH gel जो बनेगा आपका after mixing the water सीमेंट के और मेटाकोलिन के बीच में, which also used in disinfect the distinct disinfection के लिए use होता है and also improve the disinfection or which includes an increase in strength and decrease in permeability. It means ये concrete को एक तरीके से dense ही बना रहा है. The high reactive metacholine is having the potential to compete with silica fume. तो basically silica fume से ही मिलता जुलता ये सारी reactions अपनी perform कर रहा है. High reactive metacholine by trade name Metasem is being manufactured and marketed in India by Specified Minerals Division. So basically ये जो आपका HRM है high reactive metacholine वो Metasem के नाम से बन भी रहा है और इंडिया में easily available है. Now we are going to the topic, the most important topic, blast furnace slag, which is also known as GGBS, ground granulated blast furnace slag. It is a non-metallic product consisting essentially of silicates and aluminates of calcium and other bases. Basically non-metallic material है, basically consists करता है silicate and aluminates of calcium and other bases. The molten slag is rapidly chilled by quenching in water to form a glassy sand-like granulated material. So basically molten slag जो होगा वो directly पानी में अगर आप उसको डाल रहे हैं then which makes a glassy sand-like granulated material. This granulated material when further ground to less than 45 micron will have a specific surface of about 400 to 600 meters square per kg. The chemical composition of blast furnace slag is similar to that of cement clinker, which also shows in the table. So basically this is the approximate oxide composition of cement clinker and blast furnace slag and fly ash. Cement, blast furnace slag and fly ash. Calcium oxide cement clinker में 60 to 67%, blast furnace में 30 to 45%, fly ash में 1 to 3%. Silica oxide 17 to 25% in cement clinker, 30 to 38% blast furnace slag, and 35 to 16 fly ash. Aluminium oxide 3 to 8% in cement clinker, 15 to 25% in blast furnace slag, and 10 to 30% in fly ash. Ferrous oxide की अगर हम बात करेंगे, which is in the percentage of 0.5 to 6% in cement clinker, 0.5 to 2% in blast furnace slag, and 4 to 10% in fly ash. Magnesium oxide की अगर आप बात करेंगे, then 0.1 to 4% in cement clinker, 4 to 17% in blast furnace slag, and 0.2 to 5% in fly ash. ग्लास ये भी सीमेंट क्लिंकर में होता नहीं, बट 85 to 98% BFS में होगा and 20 to 30% in fly ash में होगा. And if we are talking about the specific gravity, then the cement clinker have 3.15, blast furnace slag have 2.9, and fly ash have 2.1 to 2.6 specific gravity. The performance of slag largely depends on the chemical composition, glass content, and fineness of grinding. The quality of slag is governed by IS 12089-1987. The following table shows some of the important specification limits. As per 12089-1987, the specification of blast furnace slags are magnesium oxide 5.5 maximum percentage, magnesium oxide 17% maximum, sulfide sulfur which is 2%, glass content is 85% minimum. ये सारी चीजें होनी चाहिए इसमें. This is the chemical formula of that BFS, which is greater than or equal to 1. This is also, and this is also, which is greater than or equal to 1.5. These are the. This is the table which represents the different types of oxide which are performed in the blast furnace slag, and these are the types which are, these are the locations where these blast furnace slag is performed. Okay. Here are the abbreviations of PPH, IH, F and F, I and F. So basically the blast furnace slag is mainly used in India for manufacturing slag cement. There are two methods for making blast furnace slag cement. The first method, blast furnace slag, is in the ground with cement clinker along with gypsum. In the second method, blast furnace slag is separately ground and then mixed with cement. तो एज इट इज जैसे कि फ्लाई ऐश में था हमारा कि फ्लाई ऐश अगर मिक्स करनी है या कंक्रीट को उसमें सीमेंट के साथ, या तो आप सीमेंट जब मैन्युफैक्चर हो रही हो तो उसके क्लिंकर में ही ये सब ऐड कर सकते हैं फ्लाई ऐश की तरह, ब्लास्ट फर्नेस स्लैग भी, या फिर आप जब सीमेंट बन गई हो तो उसके बाद आप उसमें तो पाउडर डायरेक्ट मिक्स कर सकते हैं. Clinker is hydraulically more active than slag. It follows then that slag should be ground finer than clinker in order to fully develop its hydraulic potential. However, since slag is much harder and difficult to grind compared to clinker, it is ground relatively coarser during the process of intergrinding. This leads to waste of hydraulic potential of slag. So basically the hydraulic potential of both the constituents, clinker and slag, can be fully exploited if they are ground separately. The level of fineness can be controlled with respect to activity, which will result in energy saving. So basically, these are the two methods for making ground granulated cement furnace slag, sorry. Now we are going to proceed the topic performance of ground granulated blast furnace slag in concrete. So इसको हम fresh concrete और hardened concrete दोनों के respect में अलग-अलग देखेंगे. So when we are talking about the fresh concrete, the replacement of cement with GGBS will reduce the unit water content necessary to obtain the same slab. So basically, it will reduce the unit water content to obtain the perfect slump rate. This reduction of unit water content will be more pronounced, will increase in slag content and also on the fineness of slag. This is because of the surface configuration and particle shape of slag being different than cement particles. In addition, water used for mixing is not immediately lost as the surface hydration of slag is slightly slower than the cement. These are the two figures. This unit water content and replacement ratio अगर 30%, 50% and 70% अगर हम replace करते हैं तो ये 20 ये ग्राफ आपका निकल के आएगा. Okay. Reduction of bleeding is not significant with slag of 400,000 centimeters square per gram fineness, but significant beneficial effects is observed with slag fineness of 6,000 centimeters square per gram and above this. Okay. Now, for hardened concrete, the effect of GGBS is as shown. Exclusive research work has shown that use of slag leads to the enhancement of intrinsic properties of concrete in both fresh and hardened conditions. The major advantages recognized are reduced heat of hydration. Hardened concrete में ये सारी qualities आएंगी if we use the GGBS. Reduced heat of hydration. First one is refinement of core structure. Reduced permeabilities of the to the external agencies, increased resistance to chemical attack. तो basically chemical attack से भी ये इसको बचाया रहेगा. Effect of fineness and replacement percentage of blast furnace slag on the various properties of concrete. Fineness range अलग अलग डिवाइड कर दी है एंड रिप्लेसमेंट 30 50 70 30 50 70 30 50 70. Here the abbreviations ABC are used where A stands for superior to OPC, B slightly better than or as well as OPC, inferior to OPC, and which is dash represents the unknown. So here is the graph. Here is the table which shows the these all the properties of when we replace the cement with the glass furnace slag. So basically this is the these are the two main materials which can be partially replaced or the same have some cementous qualities, and when we are partially replaced with cement with these materials, the desired result is performed with respect to the strength as well as durability and other phenomena like chemical attacks and long-term phenomena of the concrete. Now the last topic is the other mineral additives and reactive and inert. So in this topic we can easily study the damp proofing and waterproofing admixtures as we discussed earlier from the table that these are the some of the damp proofing or waterproofing admixtures are already discussed in previous lectures. And gas forming agents. A gas forming agent is a chemical element such as aluminium powder, as we discussed earlier. These are the other admixtures which can be used in concrete according to the desired results of hardened concrete. Next one is air detraining agents, as we discussed earlier. Alkali aggregate expansion inhabitants. This is also we discussed earlier. Now we are going to study the workability agents. Workability is one of the most characteristics of concrete, especially under the following circumstances. If the concrete is to be placed around closely placed reinforced deep beams, thin sections, etc., where special means of placement are required, such as tremie or pumping method. If the concrete is harsh because of poor aggregate characteristic of grading for making high strength concrete when water cement ratio is very low. So basically concrete के placing में या concrete manufacturing में जो main important जो point है which is workability. So basically workability is the most important characteristics of concrete. Some admixtures can be used to improve workability. The materials used as workability agents are finely divided material, plasticizers and superplasticizers, and air entraining agents. The use of finely divided admixture is appropriate quantity, improves workability, reduce rate of amount of bleeding, increases the strength of lean concrete, and may not increase water requirement and drying shrinkage. Basically, common materials for increasing the workability are bentonite clay, diatomous earth, fly ash, finely divided silica, hydrated lime, and talc. Use of plasticizers and superplasticizers are one of the most commonly adopted methods for enhancement of workability in almost all the situations in concrete making practices. So basically, concrete की workability उसकी strength gaining की पहली property होती है. आप ये इस तरीके से भी आप इसको समझ सकते हैं. But the thing is that इफेक्ट जो आएगा जैसे आप सारे अलग अलग मटेरियल्स के बढ़ रहे हैं कि कंक्रीट फ्रेश कंक्रीट पे क्या इफेक्ट आता है या कौन सी रिएक्शंस होती है, फिर हार्डन कंक्रीट पे क्या क्या होता है. तो अगर आपकी कंक्रीट फ्रेश स्टेज में ही प्रॉपर फॉर्म में नहीं है देन इट इज अनेबल टू टेक इट्स फाइनल स्ट्रेंथ व्हेन इट गेट्स हार्डेंड. सो बेसिकली द वर्केबिलिटी इज द मेन फिनोमेना और इज द फर्स्ट या इनिशियल स्टेज कह सकते हैं स्ट्रेंथ गेनिंग की. तो उसको वर्केबिलिटी इंप्रूव करने के बेसिकली 3 तरीके जो यहाँ पे दिखाए गए हैं. फाइनली डिवाइडेड मटेरियल, plasticizer and superplasticizer, and the third one is air entraining agents. These different type of superplasticizer, air entraining agents are discussed in previous lectures also. Now we are moving towards the topic grouting agents. Grouting under different conditions or for different purpose we necessitate different quantities of grout mixture. Sometimes grout mixtures will be required to set quickly, and sometimes grout mixture will have to be in fluid form over a long period so that they may flow into all cavities or fissures. Sometimes in grout mixture a little water is to be used, but at the same time it should exhibit good workability to flow into the cracks and fissures. There are many admixtures which will satisfy the requirement of grout mixture. Admixtures used for groutings are accelerators, retarders, gas forming agents, workability agents, and plasticizers. So basically accelerators are the agents which are used to accelerate the reaction between the water and cement and coarse aggregates. Basically accelerating agents may be used in grout to set in situation where a plugging effect is desired. In such case, calcium chloride or trithenolamine can be used. So basically accelerate करने के लिए आप calcium chloride का use कर सकते हैं. Retarders and dispersing agents may be used in a grout to aid pumpability and to effect the penetration of grout into the fine cracks or seams. They include mucic acid, gypsum, and a commercial brand known as RDA, Rayleigh Blinder, etc. Gas forming agents can be used while grouting is completely confined area, such as under machine base. Aluminium powder is most commonly used agent which chemically reacts and forms small bubbles of hydrogen and produce expansion of the grout. This expansion eliminates settlement and shrinkage. So basically aluminium powder is used as a gas forming agent, and which is also used to perform the hydrogen bubbles, and this expansion also eliminates the settlement and shrinkage of the concrete. Plasticizers and super plasticizer in powder form is always one of the ingredient of the grout mixture for effective flowability and obtain high strength. So basically plasticizer and super plasticizer जो भी आपके यूज हो रहे हैं, ये आपके वर्केबिलिटी बढ़ा देंगे या फ्लोएबिलिटी बढ़ा देते हैं कंक्रीट की, साथ ही साथ उसकी हाई स्ट्रेंथ गेन करने में भी हेल्प करते हैं. Next one is corrosion inhibiting agents. The problem of corrosion of reinforcing steel in concrete is universal, but is more acute in concrete exposed to saline or brackish water, or concrete exposed to industrial corrosive fuel. So basically, it is a patented process by Dargill was used to North Thames Gas Board in UK, in which sodium benzonate was used as corrosion inhibiting admixture to protect the steel from reinforced concrete. In this process, 2% sodium benzonate is used in mixing water, or a 10% benzonate cement slurry is used to paint the seam reinforcement, or both. Sodium benzonate is also an accelerator of compressive strength. So basically, when we are तो बेसिकली जब भी हमें सीमेंट का ये जो स्लरी बना के डालेंगे अगर हम कैल्शियम बेंजोनेट की, देन सोडियम बेंजोनेट की, तो ये आपका कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ के में का भी बढ़ाने का काम करेगी एज अ एक्सेलरेटर. It is found that calcium lignosulfonate decreases the rate of corrosion of steel embedded in the concrete when the steel reinforcement is in concrete is subjected to alternating or direct current. So basically calcium lignosulfonate ये रेट ऑफ कोरोजन कम करती है जबकि आपका आरसीसी स्ट्रक्चर डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट में आता है वाटर. Sodium nitrate and calcium nitrate have been found to be efficient inhibitors of corrosion of steel in autoclave products. 2 or 3% sodium nitrate by weight of cement is said to serve the purpose. There is a number of commercial admixtures available now in inhibit the corrosion. So basically, these are the three main materials which can cure the problem of corrosion of steel when in RCC structures. So basically, first one is sodium benzonate, which is used earlier in North Thames Gas Board in UK. Second one is calcium lignosulfonate, which is also decrease the corrosion in steel when the RCC structure is directly contact with the water current. And third one is sodium nitrate and calcium nitrate. These are also repels the corrosion in the steel in RCC structures. Next to the additives is bonding admixtures. Bonding admixtures are water emulsion of several organic materials that are mixed with cement or mortar grout for application to an old concrete surface just prior to patching with the mortar or concrete. Sometimes they are mixed with the topping or patching material. Their function is to increase the bond strength between the old and new concrete. So basically, जब भी हमें कहीं पे patching करनी होती है या concrete further concrete की जो dimension है वो increase करनी होती है, तो एक old concrete है और एक हम उसमें नया concrete कवर करने या cast करने जा रहे हैं, तो नए कंक्रीट और पुराने कंक्रीट के बीच जो प्रॉपर बॉन्डिंग का काम करेगा, दैट इज नोन एज द बॉन्डिंग एडमिक्सचर. बेसिकली द कॉमनली यूज्ड बॉन्डिंग एडमिक्सचर्स आर मेड फ्रॉम द नेचुरल रबर, सिंथेटिक रबर और फ्रॉम एनी ऑर्गेनिक पॉलीमर. बेसिकली This is a polymer which is used to join the old and new concrete. Basically, bonding admixtures fall into two general categories, namely re-emulsifiable types and non-re-emulsifiable types. The emulsion are generally added to the mixture in proportion of 5 to 20% by weight of cement. Bonding admixture usually cause entrainment of air and a sticky consistency of a grout mixture. They are effective only on clean on एंड साउंड सरफेस बेसिकली जो आपके फाइंडिंग एडमिक्सचर है ये क्लीन सरफेस पे ही काम करेंगे. सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट 5 to 20% ऑफ सीमेंट ग्रेड ये यूज किए जाते हैं और एयर एंट्रेनमेंट भी ये करते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज फंजाइसाइडल एंड germicidal and insecticidal admixture. These are used to These are the materials include polyhalogenated phenols and diandrine emulsion or copper compounds. Coloring agents, as we discussed earlier, to perform the colorful concrete, these coloring agents are used. Now the miscellaneous admixtures. There are many admixtures now these days are used in every construction industry. So basically these are categorized into form. First one is dam proofers and second one is surface hardeners. तो बेसिकली डैम प्रूफर्स की अगर हम बात करेंगे तो डैम प्रूफर्स में कई सारे अलग अलग मटेरियल्स हैं जो कि आ रहे हैं. इसमें पहला है आपका एक्यो प्रूफ. इट इज अ वाइट पाउडर टू बी मिक्स्ड विद कंक्रीट एट द रेट ऑफ 1 kg per bag of cement for purpose of increasing impermeability of concrete structure. तो बेसिकली डैम प्रूफर मतलब नमी से बचाने के लिए करते हैं. तो बेसिकली बेस जो होता है आपके स्ट्रक्चर का उसमें आप जो प्लिंथ लेवल होता है वहां पे आप ये डैम प्रूफ कराते हैं और जो मिक्सिंग क्वांटिटी होती है विच इज 1 kg per bag of cement. Second one is Knudsen cement waterprover. As the name indicates, it is a waterproofing admixture and to be mixed at the rate of 1.5 kg per bag of cement. Trip L seal. It is a white powder, the addition of which is claimed to decrease the permeability. So basically, Seco, Fabmix, Admix, and cement, these all are the dam proofers which are used in a certain quantity with cement, and these all are water proofing or the or reduce the permeability of the concrete. In addition to the above of the following are some of the commercial waterproofing admixtures: Arzop, Bondex, Impermo, Luna NS1, Sigmat, Arconate number 2, Swatco number 2, Rella, Wetfield, Waterlock, Spot number 1, Hydrofuge, Thompson's Waste. तो बेसिकली दीज आर द जैसे डॉक्टर फिक्सिट हो गया है तो इस तरीके की चीजें चाहे वो पाउडर फॉर्म में हो लिक्विड फॉर्म में हो तो दीज आर द डैम प्रूफर्स used in the construction industry. Now the second type of the other admixture which is surface hardness, which is first one is metal crate. Metal crate is a metallic aggregate which is tough, ductile, specially processed, size graded iron particles with or without cement dispersing agent. It is claimed that it gives greater water resistance, corrosion resistance, non-dusting and non-slipping concrete surface. Ferrocite number 1, metal crate, steel patch, Arconate number 1. These, so basically ferrocrate number 1, it is a surface hardener and makes the concrete surface compact, dense and homogeneous. So basically ferrocite number 1 is used to make the surface homogeneous and dense of the concrete. Metal crate, steel patch, it is the surface hardener where added 20% by weight of cement. It is supposed to increase the compressive strength and abrasion resistance. So basically when we are used to increase the when we need to increase the compressive resistance, we use the metal crate steel patch. And the next one is Acronate number 1. It is a black powder composed of iron fittings. It is used to surface hardener in concrete. In addition to the above, the other admixture used as surface hardeners are ironite, merconite, metarock, and purelite. So basically, these are the surface hardeners. Now the other construction chemicals. So as here we discussed many types of admixtures. So basically, some of the other commonly used chemical admixtures are concrete curing compounds, polymer bonding agents, polymer modified mortar for repair and maintenance, mold releasing agents, installation aids, road hardening and dust proofers, non-shrink high strength grout, surface retarders, bond aid for plastering, ready to use plaster, uniting aid, construction chemicals for waterproofing, integral waterproofing compounds, acrylic based polymer coatings. These are the waterproofing chemicals. This is the classification of overall classification of admixtures. Each and every point is cleared here. So here we will discuss it in brief. So basically, this is the admixture. Admixtures are subdivided into mainly 5 types. First one is accelerators, retarders, water reducing agents, air entraining agents, waterproofing agents, pumping agents, super plasticizers, and miscellaneous. And then further accelerating में आ जाएगा, accelerating और water reducing सेम ही है, ओके. एंड वाटर रिड्यूसिंग ये देखिए सारा ये तीनों एक सबसे रिलेट कर रहे हैं, ओके. नेक्स्ट एडमिक्सचर की अगर बात करेंगे, एडमिक्सचर के टाइप की, दैट इज वाटर प्रूफिंग एजेंट विच इज यूज्ड इन डैम प्रूफिंग, परमेबिलिटी रिड्यूसिंग. ठीक है, ये दोनों चीजें आपके वाटर प्रूफिंग में आएंगी, क्लियर. फिर आएगा आपका पंपिंग एजेंट जो होते हैं उसमें सुपर प्लास्टिसाइजर डिस्कस कर ही चुके हैं हम डिटेल में. नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मिसलेनियस एडमिक्सचर. सो ओके, इसको मैंने थोड़ा सा छोटा किया हुआ है. अगर बात करेंगे हम यहाँ से मिसलेनियस की, तो मिसलेनियस में सबसे पहला ग्राउटिंग मटेरियल्स, रिटार्डर, एक्सीलरेटर, वाटर रिड्यूसेंट्स, ये सब हम पढ़ चुके हैं ब्रीफ में, डिटेल में, हर तरीके से. एल्कली एग्रीगेट रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट, लिथियम ऑब्लिक बेरियम साल्ट, ये भी हम पढ़ चुके हैं. एक्सपेंशन प्रोड्यूसिंग जितने भी जॉइंट्स होते हैं वो सारे के लिए, एक्सपेंशन जॉइंट्स के लिए सारा. कोरोजन इनहिबिटर्स में सोडियम बेंजोनेट, सोडियम नाइट्राइट पढ़ चुके हैं हम. फंजीसाइड्स में पॉली हेलोजेनेटेड फिनॉल्स, डाइएल्ड्रिन इमल्जन एंड कॉपर कंपाउंड्स, ये भी हम अलग अलग पढ़ चुके हैं इस लेक्चर में भी और इससे पहले वाले लेक्चर में भी. एयर डिट्रेनर्स, ट्राईब्यूटिल फॉस्फेट टीबीपी एंड डाईब्यूटिल फॉस्फेट डीपीपी, ये भी हम पढ़ चुके हैं. गैस फॉर्मर में एल्यूमिनियम, मैग्नीशियम, एल्यूमिनियम पाउडर का बेसिकली यूज करते हैं, मैग्नीशियम और जिंक इन सबके पाउडर फॉर्म में यूज करते हैं. फ्लोकुलेंट्स, पॉली इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स यूज होते हैं पिगमेंट्स में, और रेजिन्स में पीवीसी, पीवीए, एक्रिलिक्स, एसबी, ये सारा हम यूज करते हैं. फाइनली डिवाइडेड मिनरल्स, इसमें अगर सीमेंटस है तो हाइड्रोलिक लाइम एंड स्लैग, जीजीबीएस, जिसको हमने डिटेल में पढ़ा है. पोजोलोनिक अगर मटेरियल की बात करेंगे कि उसको अगर आप एडमिक्सचर यूज कर रहे हैं तो राइस हस्क ऐश, फ्लाई ऐश, सिलिका फ्यूम, कैलाइन क्ले एंड डाइटोमेसिस अर्थ, ये सब हम पढ़ चुके हैं. जिसमें से कुछ के बारे में डिटेल में पढ़ा है, कुछ का ओवरव्यू लिया है. एंड द लास्ट वन इज इनर्ट, in which we are talking about the talc, hydrated lime, quartz powder, ground limestone and bentonite. These all are the inert and non-reactive, but when we are used in an appropriate form or in appropriate quantity, these can result in a positive way with respect to the strength as well as the need of the पर्टिकुलर कंक्रीट, कि हमें किस तरीके के कंक्रीट की जरूरत है, हमारी कंक्रीटिंग की सिचुएशन क्या है, उसके हिसाब से हम इस तरीके के एडमिक्सचर्स का यूज करेंगे. देन वी कैन गेट द पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट एज रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ आवर नीड्स. सो बेसिकली हियर इज द मॉड्यूल 1 इज ओवर एंड ईच एंड एवरी टॉपिक इज कवर्ड क्लियरली. ओके, सीमेंट प्रोडक्शन, सीमेंट एग्रीगेट्स हमने पूरा कवर कर लिया। केमिकल एंड मिनरल एडमिक्शन में ये सारे अलग अलग टाइप के जितने भी मिनरल्स हैं या केमिकल्स हैं, ये सब के बारे में हमने पढ़ा। इसके बाद सीमेंटस मटेरियल जो है आपके 4 फ्लाई ऐश, ब्लास्ट फर्नेस स्लैग, सिलिका फ्यूम एंड मेटाकोलिन, ये सारा हमने रिवाइज पूरा पढ़ा। उसके बाद अदर मिनरल एडिटिव्स और रिएक्टिव और इनर्ट, उसके बारे में हमने ये सारा ये टेबल से पूरा क्लेरिफाई हो गया है हमें। तो यहाँ पे हमारा ये पहला चैप्टर ओवरऑल पूरा पहला मॉड्यूल इज ओवर। थैंक यू सो मच।